Hey everyone. Well, we're driving out to Joshua Tree for Bhakti Fest and just got this brand new camera, so I thought I'd make a blog about an interesting topic. What is that topic? Well, one theme that I've thought about a lot is having a practice. Because sometimes we feel like we've found something, some love or peace or fulfillment or stability, beauty in life, intention in life. And it's incredible. And maybe we've grown and maybe we are so much more embodied in the highest versions of ourselves than we've been in the past. But something that's important is to stay in that embodiment, to stay in that understanding and knowing, to stay in that love. And so we all really need a practice. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a meditation practice or a yoga practice or a tea practice or a movement practice. But here's the thing, like, it can't just be, it has to be, I think, an intentional practice. Because say even running or mountain biking, if you run every morning or mountain bike every morning or evening, that's amazing for your body, but unless you do it in a very intentional and specific way, it's not a practice for your mind and for your emotion and your spirit. And the Buddha, it's always a funny word to say. The Buddha, when he became enlightened, he didn't just stop practicing, because it's not like you reach this point of enlightenment or understanding or knowing, that's this island, and then you just are there for life. It's really a practice of embodying that understanding and that love and that beauty in every single moment. And there are so many single moments, and it's so easy to get to that spot and then to stop whatever got us there and think that we're just going to be there permanently. And not even the Buddha was there permanently. The Buddha became enlightened, what was it, in his 30s? Early 30s, late 20s, I think. Maybe that's wrong. And then he meditated for the next 50 years until he was 80 years old. And that whole time he practiced. And the practice is the enlightenment and the beauty. And the practice not only gets us to a point of beauty and understanding and love, but practice is what lets us live in that every single day. And so it's easy to get there and to leave our practice behind, which we can't also get caught by the practice and think that the practice is the thing. But the practice lets us live in that state of being. And so I've had different practices in the past. There was a few years where I had a really consistent yoga practice, and a lot of time where I had a really consistent meditation practice, and a lot of time where I was really learning learning so much and listening and reading and practicing in my own life to get to the point where I am now. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about this summer, is feeling like my practice was not really present anymore. And so I was feeling the slipping away of that state of being that I was used to and that I love. And so the question then is, what do I want my practice to be? And it's a great question, because there are so many, and we can choose anything. And I wanted ceremony. I wanted morning ceremony, because the morning is so special. And I wanted reverence, and I wanted listening. And then I found tea, the way of tea. Tea as a practice, tea as a way of being, tea as a way to the subtleties of life and nature. And so I've been having tea ceremony every morning for, I think it's been at least 2 months. Maybe it's been more. And tea has been incredible, and it's tea ceremony and the lineage related to Zen Buddhism. But even then, I really think that the deepest foundation for any practice is meditation. Actually, my tea teacher that I've been learning from through all of the beautiful things that he and his center shares. Yeah, my tea teacher says that there's a saying that there's 3 paths to enlightenment, and they're all perfectly fine, and you can follow any of them, either of them. And the 3 paths are meditation, meditation, and meditation. And that's what I've been noticing with tea ceremony, because I love it because it involves everything that I know and have cultivated in my life. The main things being connection to earth. How do we listen to the speaking earth, to its beings, to the plants and trees and mountains? It involves reverence for all of it. It involves Zen, and it involves movement, and movement is a form of expression. Our movement is so powerfully expressive, and it's so fun to play in all of those things through tea and tea ceremony. But then I've been noticing that, I haven't really been meditating. And sure, the tea ceremony is very meditative, but just presence, just meditation, just sitting in silence, all of the answers, everything that could ever want is already present in our bodies and already present in our being. And all we have to do is to be present to it. And I think that's really the foundation of any practice, is just literally sitting there, just meditation. And, with ceremony, I think a big part of ceremony is not the movements themselves, but the state of being from which they come. And the things that we are expressing through them, the intention behind them. And where does that intention come from? Where does that state of being come from? Because, I think the movements can take us there, but that's not the origin. I think the origin is really within ourselves, and the origin is sitting in meditation or sitting in presence and just feeling the magic of the world, the magic of being alive, the magic of feeling, the magic of having our bodies with all of their perceptions and emotion and intellect and movement. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, one, let's have a practice. What is your practice? What do you want to make your practice? There's so many beautiful things. I really like yoga and being outside and tea and movement. And then the second thing is maintaining a meditation practice to serve as the foundation of your entire practice. And then the question is, okay, so how can we build that into the fabric of our lives? How can we build that into the fabric of our lives? Because, a practice like this, a spiritual practice, an emotional practice, a practice to lead us into the states of beings from which we want to live, it's not just like a workout plan or a hobby that we're going to do or a diet that we're going to follow. It's a foundational aspect of being, not even just being human, but of being a being made of earth, a being made of the stuff of this universe, a being with perception, with consciousness. And so in a sense, it's like, okay, yeah, how can we schedule it into our life? But much deeper than that, like, how can we really make it the fabric of our being? And for me, I've been having tea the past few months, have been waking up at 5 a.m. every morning. Lately, it's been slipping to like 6 a.m., 5:45. I started sleeping in a few days, but essentially like having tea by 6 a.m. almost every single morning, sometimes closer to 7 a.m. But then I need the meditation as well, because it's like I had like a store of like the state of being from meditation that took me through this tea practice for 2 months, and now I'm missing the meditation again. So then the next thing is like, okay, how do I schedule the meditation into my life? So do I wake up and meditate first every single morning and then have tea practice? Do I wake up earlier and have meditation and then tea practice? Do I have meditation every single day and maybe tea practice if I have time? Do I meditate in the evenings every single day, have tea practice in the morning every single day? And then, I have work teaching, we all have work, we all have things to do. But consistency and commitment are so important. I've been working out 3 days a week for probably more than 6 months at this point. And yeah, that like that's a commitment, because I knew when I started that I was going to be motivated for the first month or so, or maybe first week. And that I do, like, there's some days you're not going to be motivated to go to the gym and work out. And the thing is, like, it has to be a commitment. Like, there has to be no question. Like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to the gym to work out. There's just no question about it. It's not like I'll get home from work, decide, okay, how am I feeling today? Am I motivated? Am I tired? Am I hungry? Do I want to work out? It's just commitment. Like, I'm going to work out. I know some days I'm going to be motivated. I know some days I'm definitely not going to be motivated. It doesn't matter. It's actually like relaxing and freeing and less stressful to just have that commitment, because now I don't have to decide every day if I'm going to go to the gym or work out. I don't have to worry like, oh man, I'm tired. Should I work out? Should I not work out? Like, no, it's just like, okay, it's Monday, I'm going to work out. It's Wednesday, I'm going to work out. It's Friday, I'm going to work out. And not to say that I'll, push my body past its limits or past what it needs. I will go work out. Maybe I'll modify the workout. Maybe I'll do a shorter one if I'm feeling like I'm gonna get sick or I'm like exhausted. But most of the time it's like I feel exhausted, I don't want to work out, but I work out and then I feel amazing, and then I do like a 2-hour workout and I train hard and it feels amazing. So maybe it's the same thing with our practices, is deciding, having a commitment to meditation and to our practice. And the commitment is deep. It's so deep, because like we said, this practice is deeper than just working out or a diet. It's a foundational aspect of being. And so, like, what better thing to commit ourselves to? And it gets hard because life happens and work happens, and for me what happens is start of the school year, I feel amazing and I'm waking up early and doing all of these things and running around and having so much energy. And then the school year goes by and like things get stressful and more difficult, and then I get more tired. And then it's like and then the discernment is difficult, because sometimes you don't know if like, oh, like I should just rest more because things are so busy. Like I should relax, take it easy, maybe work out a little less, maybe sleep in a little longer. But maybe what we really need is to lean more into our practices and lean more into waking up early and lean more into exercise as things get more difficult and even as we get more tired. And I really think, especially after dealing with some chronic sleep issues for like 10 years, that tiredness is 99, what is it? 90, I want to say 98 maybe. 98, I think 95 is too low. Maybe 99 is too high. 98% mental and emotional seems crazy, because tiredness is like a physical thing. And when I wasn't sleeping well, it was like, I'm so physically tired. My sleep needs to somehow improve. But I really think it was just essentially all emotional and mental. And even recently, there was a day where I was so exhausted after work, just like so exhausted. I had a headache. My body was like exhausted, so tired. And I went to work out because that's what I do and that's what the commitment is. And I remember like walking out of my car to go into the gym thinking like, I don't know how I'm going to work out, because like I'm here, but I don't know how I'm going to work out because like literally I am so exhausted. I don't even think I can hold, and like my mentally tired. Like, can I even hold like a weight in my hand? And then I got there, started working out. Somehow all of that. Oh, and also like I was like, man, maybe, I just need to be home and just maybe go to sleep right now, or go to sleep super early, or just like sit on the couch or just lay down. And then I got in and I started working out and I felt amazing, and the tiredness completely went away. And that was another like key moment where it's like, oh yeah, like, this physical tiredness is 99% mental. And sure, like, you can go run 100 miles. But even then, it's like, you can run 100 miles and then be like, okay, at that point it is like mostly physical, because you literally ran 100 miles and your body is exhausted. And now it's a physical thing. It's not just an emotional or mental thing. But even then, it shows us the power of the mind and emotion, because you could run 100 more miles if you wanted to, and if you had the mental and emotional commitment and reason and desire and joy in running 100 more miles. Like, our minds are so much more powerful than our bodies. Our minds are the most powerful thing in the universe. So yeah, tiredness being a mental thing. Like when the school year goes by and I become exhausted and like my mind is fried and I'm like so stressed, what I need is not to take it easy and not to rest more and not to sleep in more and not to slow down on my practice, but what I need is to harmonize my mind and emotion with spirit and with joy and with love and with awe, and then all of the energy will come flooding back. And again, it's hard to do that, but also that's why we need our practice, and that's why our practice needs to be centered on meditation and emotion and the things that connect us to awe and spirit, and our practice needs to be our medicine. My tea teacher at Buddha, Aaron Fisher, he says that, I love what he says about medicine. He says that medicine is anything that brings us in harmony with the Great Spirit and all life on earth. Medicine is anything that brings us in harmony with the Great Spirit and all life on earth. And that is medicine. And so we need medicine. And our practice is medicine. And so, yeah, I guess I'm kind of also thinking through like, yeah, how do I really structure my life around practice?